There's an elephant in the room. Now it's been weighing on me heavily for a long time, and it's a normal part of just getting older, but I had always hoped that it wouldn't be an issue for me. It's my hair. This is what I looked like in college. Now, I was doing my best Viking impression because I still perceived myself as that skinny kid in high school who always got picked on, but in actuality, I was 220 pounds of don't you dare try and mug me, which was important because I lived in a rough neighborhood and I frequently went to places where the possibility of mugging was very high. I wore a tank top even in the wintertime, and my hair was so long that in whatever band I happened to be playing in, when we finally took the stage and that first breakdown hit and the circle headbanging started, the entire venue would smell sweetly of Head and Shoulders. Whatever minty dandruff variety. And also sweat. It smelled distinctly of sweat. But all of that is over. And for the past few months, I've been attempting to grow my hair out to such a length that I could perhaps capture the magic of the olden days again. Well, it is time to face reality. It ain't coming back, and I am tired of wearing hats to hide my shame. I am tired of looking in the bathroom mirror in the morning and sighing. It's time for a haircut. So before I actually go and get a haircut, I have to figure out what to do. And so I have turned to the art of manliness. Here is an old article entitled Balding Gracefully, Tips and Hairstyles for Balding Men. There's a lot of good advice here. For instance, do things like don't grow your hair out, which I tried to do and look really stupid. And then he gives some ideas for different hairstyles. So one of the first things I thought was I'll just go completely shaved like Terry Crews. Terry Crews is amazing. He's one of my heroes, but I'm not sure I'm entirely ready to embrace complete baldness. I also have the Roger Sterling look, which I tried for a little while and it just wasn't really working out for me. I hate how vast my forehead looks, especially with like a little bit of hair like kind of just hanging out in the back. So I kind of thought, why don't I just buzz it and go super Statham-y? Maybe do it a little more clean than he normally does. He usually looks pretty scruffy like me, so yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go get a buzz cut. And with that, I was off. I figured my appearance would be greatly altered, so I grabbed some toilet paper, as I'm sure many of my friends would poop themselves when they saw the new me. Now, as I've discovered, there are plenty of swanky barbershops in Tulsa, and I definitely didn't just want to hit up a Supercuts, but apparently barbers shun the spontaneous. I tried 5 shops, none of which had an opening, including one of the oldest shops in Tulsa, Wayne's, which had apparently shut down just days beforehand. I was about to give up and just chromify my own dang dome, which would have been super boring, when on my way back home, I spied Southern Hills Barber and Style. It only had 1 review on Yelp, which either meant that it was completely lackluster or, more possibly, catered a non-Yelp-aware demographic. Best decision ever. Turns out my barber was Bob Massey, who 4 days earlier had owned none other than Wayne's Barbershop. He taught himself to barb in the 60s in the military. He had to get his hair cut every 2 weeks to pass inspection, and he also had a son. Not being able to afford 2 sets of barber bills, he started cutting his son's hair, and then all the other soldiers' hair, and eventually word got out. He built his business from scratch by figuring out where necessity and opportunity met and capitalizing on it.
It's kind of fun.
He has some amazing stories and gives a mighty clean haircut.
I like that.
Well, that's it. What do you think? I think it's pretty good.
And here we are. I'm still so young that the only consequence of aging that I had even considered was infirmity. I stay really active and healthy, and so I thought I wouldn't have to deal with anything until like 30 years down the road. But I'm starting to get why guys get so bent out of shape about losing their hair. It's because their hairstyle is determined for them. The idea of my choices being determined by my body and not by my mind, it really sucks. I really want to be in control of my life, and I'm not in control of this. But I choose to see this as an opportunity. I can either complain about it, as my wife and roomies know that I have, or I can accept it. I can love myself as I am, hair or not. And I do. That's my choice. I feel more confident already. I will never have a bad hair day again. Cool.
Yeah, there we go. Nope. Stop it.